We face an existential crisis, but we can also be a part of the solution. Congresswoman Crockett is determined to lead the charge in electrification and adoption of renewable fuels. A just transition is possible, and money and energy can and will be saved in the process. We know that communities of color are hardest hit by the adverse effects of climate change, and Crockett is working to ensure that green initiatives are put in place for the betterment of Texas 30. As the energy capital of the world, Texas continues to power homes and business, while also leading into the future through green energy transitions. Generating more wind-powered electricity than any state in the nation, our state forges into the future while also staying true to its oil and gas origins. Through legislative action, Congresswoman Crockett looks to expand upon green energy achievements, so that costs are lowered, reliability is increased, and emissions are reduced and offset.
From day one, when Joe Biden took the oath of office, he issued an all-out assault on American energy. President Biden's war on fossil fuels doesn't cover all oil and gas. It only covers American oil and gas. And maybe that's the most perplexing part of his failed policies that angers people. And people have figured this out.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I rise in strong opposition to this ridiculous Republican attempt to deny reality. I must first start off by making sure that I can respond to some things that were just said. As a member of the Agriculture Committee, you probably know, just like I do, that we have a thing that we've been fighting for called sustainable aviation fuels. And this is something that we know. In speaking to organizations such as Boeing, we know that we can actually operate planes off of something like sustainable aviation fuels, and they are ready to do the hard work. And guess what? Our farmers are ready to participate. Our farmers need to make sure that they are going to expand their options for earning $1 because we have this thing called climate change that's taking place. It seems like advancements in technology are not what we're looking for. No one is saying that it's either or. What we're saying is that we need to make progress instead of being regressive. And so under this current administration, we know that we have a record amount of oil that is being produced, but that doesn't mean that we can't also be smart about our energy and move forward. So let me get to my prepared remarks. Instead of taking action to build on President Biden's progress, House Republicans would rather sit on the sidelines in the least productive Congress in modern history and ridicule rather than serve. We have this thing called climate change that's taking place. And right now, especially in the state of Texas, we are losing so much of our farmland because of this thing called climate change. We just had wildfires that destroyed fires. We know that right now, when it comes to our sugar crops, we're having issues because it takes 6 years just to raise a sugar crop. So guess what? We've got to be creative. And honestly, if we would allow the Republicans to continue to decide on what we are going to do when it relates to energy, well, by gosh darn it, I think we'd still be in horse and buggy. In this resolution, Republicans ridicule the president's energy supply chain policy, but while Republicans ridicule Biden brings results. President Biden and the Democratic Party...
Gentlewoman's time has expired.
Madam Speaker, I'll yield the gentlewoman another 2 minutes.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. President Biden and the Democratic Party brought billions of dollars in investment into the U.S. energy sector through the Inflation Reduction Act. Republicans ridicule the president's record on jobs in the energy sector, but Biden is bringing over 1.4 million jobs to the U.S. through the IRA. Republicans ridicule the president's record on gas prices. These are the same Republicans, by the way, who are refusing to lift a finger to get critical aid to Ukraine, which would lower gas prices even more. Nevertheless, despite Republican inaction by sharing intelligence and training with the Ukrainians, Biden broke the blockade, lowering Americans' gas prices. Republicans ridicule the president's record on home energy affordability, but Biden brought billions of dollars to help families in need to pay their energy bills in each and every one of our districts through the LEHAP program, which Republicans refuse to fully fund. The fact is, we know what Republicans want to do with our energy sector. They showed us when they passed H.R. 1, which would put polluters over people. So without a positive agenda of their own, they stand on the sidelines to ridicule President Biden's agenda. I appreciate this resolution, if for no other reason than it clarifies where my colleagues on the other side of the aisle stand. I want the American people to know the Republican ridicule of President Biden's agenda to combat climate crisis by lowering energy costs and investing in America, while Republicans ridicule, Biden brings results. With that, I yield the balance of my time.
As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thank you for watching.